Hello, we're from LAX2018 special. My name is Nurul Izzati 17324 and you?
My name is Choi 174446.
Yeah, and we'll be having our 7th discussion
7.
for week 9. Yeah. And today we'll be discussing on the characters of our second book, which is The Prisoner of Zenda, written by Sir Anthony Hope Hawkins. So last week we has actually discussed on the author of the novel, and this time we will love to tell you on how's the characters of the novel. So let's start with
Start with Rudolf
Rassendyll.
Yeah, the main character.
Yeah.
The main character of this story. He's a rich English gentleman and he's 29 years old. He's also well educated and travels a lot. And he's also fluent in German and English and good at French. He's a good swordsman and horseman. Then he falls in love with Princess Flavia, and he also resembles like King Rudolph V. He looks like him a lot. That's why he becomes his imposter, because he looks like him.
Basically, he's the main character of the novel, and he's actually an English visitor who came to Ruritania actually, and he also is a distant cousin. Yeah, for vacation. He was also a distant cousin to Colonel Sam. The secretary of the king. Yeah. We don't know why he has the resemblance of King Rudolph.
Yeah.
But he did. And the second main character is, of course, the King Rudolph V. So he is actually the rightful king of Ruritania and was waiting to be crowned as King Rudolph V.
Yeah.
And he's very gentleman and friendly, and he looks like Rudolf Rassendyll.
Yeah, can you imagine that two men with the same name and same faces? It will be hard to recognize them other than their characteristics. And that's why I think the Princess Flavia, she falls in love with the imposter. She said like, why are you different? She wonder why he's like a different man from the one she knows. And next, I will talk about Princess Flavia. She's the beautiful princess of Ruritania, which is the princess who will be married to the rightful king, which is supposed to be King Rudolph. And she's also the cousin of the king to whom she is engaged to. Caring, warm, and a gentle person. And she loves Rassendyll, the one who went on vacation and posed as the king. And she's also dutiful and honest. That she tells the imposter that she loves him, but she will be loyal to the king because she is the queen.
Yeah, Princess Flavia is like the heroine of the novel, and she also played a great character in the novel because she helps in rescuing the king, and she kinda loyal because even though she's in love with the imposter, but for his loyalty to king,
to the country,
she's willing to sacrifice herself. And who's more?
And I think it will be Fritz von Tellenheim. And he's the advisor and friend of the king. And he's also a brave warrior. He's loyal and honorable person. And he's interested in court Helga and marries her. He's always around to assist Rassendyll. So like when the king is in trouble, he will give him his advice. and he meets Resenda once a year to exchange news, like because he's the cousin
Yeah.
of that's why.
Fritz von Tellenheim is actually working with Colonel Sepp, which will explaining who is he later. And he plays an important role in rescuing the king also. And it was their idea, Colonel Sepp and Fritz, to have Rudolf Rassendyll as an imposter.
Because I think the king was drunk, and then
the king was kidnapped by Michael.
But the coronation needs the king, so they took an opportunity.
They need a backup plan, and they found one. So that was actually like
an interesting plot.
Yeah. If not, Michael would have taken the crown, the throne. Yeah. And what else is?
Let's talk about the Michael of Stressor.
Yeah, the villain.
The
antagonist.
He's the younger brother of King Rudolf V. Like, he wants to be the king, but the rightful king should be his brother. So
because he's a half-blood brother.
He's interested in becoming king, and he has black hair, and it's called Black Michael. He loves Princess Flavia, and he's also the enemy of Rassendyll and the king, and has 6 evil followers called the Famous Six.
So Duke Michael Strelso, we can say that he's the head of all these bad doings, all this kidnapping, and it was actually a great plot because Black Michael couldn't get his what he wants. Wants the throne, he wants Princess Flavia, but he couldn't because of the brilliant what? The brilliant ideas of Colonel Sepp and Fritz.
And then there is another female character of this novel, which is Antoine de Malban. She's rich and beautiful, a French widow, and she lives in Paris. And she loves Black Michael because she's his mistress. And she gives information to Rassendyll.
She can do anything. She would do anything for Michael because she loves him. This is romance in the novel was so classical. You know, 2 men loves the same woman, and Antoine de Malban. She's rich. Who else?
Max Hoff, and he's one of Black Michael men. He guards the castle of Zenda, and finally he's killed by Rassendyll. One of Black Michael men.
Yeah, but Michael has lots of men.
Maybe you can talk about other men.
Yeah. One of them is Max Hoff, and there's the Famous Six. So the Famous Six are the loyal followers of Black Michael. They would kill anyone, including the king, for the Black Michael. They are very loyal to the Black Michael. And the first follower was Rupert of Hensau. He is a Ruritanian, and he's the leader of the Famous Six. So he is a cold-blooded killer, selfish, and wishes to be rich and powerful. And he attempts a few times to kill Rassendyll, and he murders Black Michael in a fight. Yeah, I told you he's a cold-blooded killer. And then there's other 5 persons in the Famous Six, which are Lavengrum, he's a Ruritanian, also an evil. Kopstein, Ruritanian, and evil. Dachert, Englishman, and evil. Bersonim, he's a Belgian, he's an evil. And Digotet, French, an evil person. Yeah. So we has you want to say about other characters, or
there are other characters?
Some.
Oh, there's like small
minor
minor
characters
like Marshal Strakench.
Mm.
He's the chief of the Britannian army, and he's also loyal to the king, which is like one of the king's men. And that's Benenstein, and he's a friend of King Rudolph, and he's also loyal to the king, another of the king's men. And then there is innkeeper's daughter, and she's a good person. She helps Rasendel, and she's also loyal to the king. And lastly, the minor character is like Johann Hof. He's the brother of Max Hof, and he's also Black Michael's forest guard. Like he guards the forest. Is it?
Yeah. Because Black Michael's has he lives in a
forest.
deep forest.
Oh.
It's where he kept King Rudolph, the Zenda.
Yeah.
The Zenda castle. So every character in the novel plays important roles. They show a strong character, whether the major and minor one.
They are interested in their own way, and they have their own roles in the story.
Yeah, I think Anthony Hawkins wrote them beautifully and gracefully, and we the readers feels very interested. We like the novels, even though it's a classical.
Yeah, like if you can choose, like who will be your favorite character in this book?
I would choose Rudolph Rasendale because
the fake one or the king?
The fake one.
Oh,
because even though he's fake, but he has actually an authentic and good intention and what?
Like characteristic.
He has a good characteristic. He's good. He's willing to help. That's all.
In my opinion, I like Princess Flavia. I think she makes a lot of sacrifices. Like, it's really hard to find someone she likes, and then she has to leave him because she's loyal to the country, and she cannot throw away her responsibilities like normal people could. I think that's all for this video, and I think we will see again in the next video where we will discuss about the plot.
Yeah, the plot in Prisoner of Zenda. There will be more interest. Okay, so see you later. Bye.